I'm Maggie Dale, and I've been working with children for over 30 years as a school teacher and as homeschool consultant. Next, we have storing. This is the long-term memory, things that we want to keep in our minds long-term. Academic and attention challenges, letter or word reversals, left-right confusion, difficulty retaining academics, lack of coordination, stuttering or stammering, disorganization, emotionality, and explosiveness. Those are indications that there's a mixed dominance or a long-term memory issue. We are wired, designed by our Creator, to be one side dominant. That means your right eye, right ear, right hand, and right foot, or on the other side, left-eyed, left-eared, left-handed, or left-footed. You should have all the information coming in to the same side so that it goes to the correct side of the brain, to the same place in the brain. Imagine a set of keys. If you have a number of places where you keep these keys, maybe your pocket, maybe your purse, maybe the hook beside the door, maybe your drawer, if you have all these different places where the keys might be, when you're looking for them, you may have to look at all of those different places before you find them. And in the process, I can imagine most of us would be getting very frustrated. Now, then you add to the mix a baby or a young child playing with those keys and adding to an unknown place to look for them. But assuming that you were responsible for putting them in all the different places, there would still be a level of frustration. And sometimes you wouldn't be able to continue your plans because maybe you wanted to go somewhere and needed the car keys. So this is what happens when a child or an individual of any age brings in information from both sides, here and there. So some of the information goes in one place of the brain, some to the other, and so they may remember that they studied this before and that they should be done. They should have it. They should remember it. And if they don't remember, you might remind them. I, as a teacher, have heard myself say, well, you knew it yesterday. And so the problem is that they've memorized it or learned it in one, and it went to one part of the brain, and today they're functioning under the other part of the brain. And so what we do to check this is a lot of observation. And this is not, we can't take a lab test and see which side should be dominant and which parts of the body are functioning dominantly accordingly. But we do a lot of observation. For the vision, we need to look at the far point and the near point. Sometimes we have them point to the finger, and you see which eye that they're sighting with. And then change hands and do the same thing, and you want them to sight with the same eye both times. You can have them look through a window that they form with their fingers, and you'll see which eye they're sighting with. Near point is, the best way is to provide them with toys like kaleidoscopes and telescopes, cameras. Digital cameras kind of make that a little difficult, but the old-fashioned cameras make it easier. So you have them, the best way is just to have them play with these toys, and you're just off in the corner observing. And you see which eye that they're using for these one-eyed objects. The auditory, you can whisper behind a piece of paper, you can whisper, have them listen to a sound from the other side of the door. You can have them use a telephone or see if they can hear a watch tick. Any of those situations in which they're using one ear. If they whisper, they might help you out by pointing one of the ears to you if they can't quite hear. And so a lot of observation. And then the hand. Oh, there's a lot of different things that we have learned about that we use to determine which hand should be dominant. And this is where we really start, because if we can determine which hand should be dominant, then everything else should fall in place with that. And so when a child is young, then you want to be sure that you're handing everything to them at the midline, and you watch to see which one they're using. Often people hand something to their right hand, because after all, we live in a right-handed world, right? Well, if the truth be known, a lot more people should be left-handed than are. I think nowadays people are more aware of that than they were like when I was a child. But watching, observing to see, there are a number of things that we do in a neurodevelopmental evaluation that give us information about which hand is dominant. And then there's the foot, asking the child to hop or kick, or just watching them while they're playing. And then you can see which foot they are using. So that's the long-term memorying or storing.